Welcome to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand. A massive thank you and shout out to our sponsors for this video, Who Knows Wins. One of the best things about Who Knows Wins is that unlike traditional accumulators, you do not have to get every single prediction right to win. The more predictions of scores you get right, the better, the higher up the standings you go. If you come in first place, you're taking home a whopping 70% of the pot. Second place gets 20%, and even if you come third, you're still taking home 10% of the pot. The bigger the pot, the more players are. It makes sense. Play for real money, but most importantly, bragging rights between you and your friends. Who knows the most? Who Knows Wins. Remember, of course, you have to be 18 years or older to play Who Knows Wins, and don't forget, gamble responsibly. Use the link in the description now, whack in our unique pin, and join this week's league on Who Knows Wins. Join the Kop TV League, and we'll see you there. Take care. Yes, good morning. Welcome back to the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous man, for myself and the beautiful James Redmond right here. How are you, fella? Not too well?
Not too well, but otherwise absolutely buzzing. Great to have Who Knows Wins as a part of the channel. Phenomenal achievement for yourself there to finally get a sponsor for the channel, and you've worked hard and you've earned that, so fair play to you, my mate. People, be sure to smash your like and subscribe and go and download Who Knows Wins.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Who Knows Wins just before we get into the draw or redraw in the Champions League. Very interesting there. But yes, Who Knows Wins. I have created another league under the name of the Kop TV. There you go. £5 to enter. This league is covering the Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday night Premier League games. We had a great Who Knows Wins league at the weekend where Jack took home £50, and I'm sure that paid for his beers on the way back home. So big up to Jack for winning the last one. It was a big pot prize. I actually came second in that. Took home £9.30 from a £5 bet. So even if you do come second or third, you're still taking your money back home. This is something that has to be remembered.
Do you know what's good about Who Knows Wins as well? It makes the most meaningless games all the more meaningful.
There you go. Spot on. Thank you very much. The sponsors will be happy. But yes, the link to this week's league is in the description of this video. So after this video, make sure you join the league and then type in Kop TV1 as the pin to join it. And then you can actually talk to each other in the app whilst this is going on. So you can be giving me banter about my predictions. For example, the predictions I've gone for are a Man City win against Wolves. We've also gone for an Arsenal win against Southampton. Oh no, these are already games that have already happened.
Well done. Great start.
Shocking from myself. But in terms of pots for this week, I have gone for some very interesting predictions. James is going to get his up as well. So please make sure you join the Kop TV League on Who Knows Wins. Right, let's get into Hot Kopics. It's been a week. We missed it last week due to various reasons, but we're back this week. Next week, we're guaranteed to be back face-to-face in Jurgens as
Miss
well.
Jurgens, lads. Miss
Jurgens. So let us know in the comments if you want to see that again. We're looking forward to being back at Jurgens on Monday. But big up to everyone in the comments. Now, right, I have just come off from a stream on the Don Robbie's channel where we did a live watch-along for the UEFA Champions League round of 16 draw. Of course, we got RB Salzburg in the draw, and it's very happy times for Liverpool in terms of getting a team that are maybe lesser down. But James, since that's happened, and this is breaking news, Atletico Madrid are talking to UEFA about the draw. UEFA are currently discussing whether the draw can go ahead in its current guise. The redraw decision is coming within the next half an hour. So whilst we're on Hot Kopics, this show will be about 35 minutes long. We could get the news that there will be a redraw, just to fill you guys in for what actually happened. So obviously, James, as you know, we can only get, I think it was Benfica, Sporting Lisbon, Inter, PSG, Salzburg, Villarreal, and there was another team. There were 6 teams that we could potentially face. So when you saw Arshavin, it was doing the draw, each team had their own bowl. And in these bowls were only the teams that they could face in the next round. However, Atletico Madrid have kicked up a storm because Manchester United's ball was in 2 pots, and it shouldn't have been. It was in 2 pots, and that's why they've drawn PSG, apparently. Now, there are claims already, James, that this is UEFA corruption. Obviously, Messi and Ronaldo facing each other in the round of 16. Before we get on to the Liverpool talk, what's your reaction to this even happening in the first place? This should never happen. There's rehearsals for this kind of stuff, and there might be a redraw, James.
Now, in the name of sweet Nancy Francis does a big cooperation like that, make a simple mistake like that, and the reason why I'm kind of in two minds on whether they'll make a change is because it's Ronaldo versus Messi.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that you can't guarantee that no more. There's no El Clasico. You know, how often will Ronaldo's team get paired with Messi's team? It's very, very unlikely. So I think there's a possibility they're going to try and find a way around it and maybe try and get that fixture going ahead, because best believe that's going to get a lot of views. Otherwise, it is surprising that they've made that mistake, Alex. I'm not going to lie to you, and I think it's very, very silly from their point of view to have made that mistake, because, like I said, this is, you know, a company worth millions, probably billions, and they're making very, very silly errors. So I don't understand how they've made that mistake. I don't get me wrong. It's not even just the fact that we've got what we want and what's happened with our team. There's a few teams that I would have taken for the round of 16, besides Inter and PSG. I'd have rated my chances against anyone, including them two, by the way. So I'm not too bothered if we get redrawn too much, even though I'm very happy with SALZBURG. But that's a very stupid error from UEFA, because that shouldn't be made in a company like that.
Yeah, I mean, I was on, like I said, just on Don Robbie's stream there, and I couldn't believe it when I was hearing that this had happened. However, Atletico Madrid have just tweeted 1 minute ago. They have said, we are in talks with UEFA to ask for explanations and a solution after the mistakes were made in the Champions League.
Why are they chatting shit? Did it affect them?
I think it affects them.
Who did they get?
So they got, Atletico Madrid got, let's just double check. Again, these have just come out. But Atletico Madrid apparently got Bayern Munich in the next round.
Okay, so that's why they're trying to say something.
Yeah, so
that's why
the round of 16 opponents, Atletico Madrid and Bayern Munich were announced, but now apparently, I mean, listen, every team is going to be asking the questions to UEFA. It's not just Atletico Madrid. I think we're singling them out because they're the ones that have actually gone to UEFA and said, hang on, is this right? So I think every team will be doing that. Every team will be speaking to UEFA today to get an answer here. But if it is redrawn, and I mean, obviously I was celebrating on the stream that we got RB Salzburg. I was buzzing. Yeah. But apparently it's going to be redrawn, guys. It's going to be redrawn. That is breaking news. That's coming from beIN Sports. UEFA have agreed a redraw of the round of 16. So it is going to happen again. So Liverpool have not got RB Leipzig. This is live.
We're getting PSG.
2 p.m.
We're getting PSG.
The draw.
We're getting PSG, lads.
Mate, honestly, if we get PSG after this, that is an absolute disgrace. The title of this video is going to have to change again. But they're going to redraw at 2 p.m, James. What is your reaction to this?
Ridiculous. Ridiculous,
isn't it?
That's the only word that comes to mind. You can't think of anything else. You can't try and sugarcoat this or an easy mistake. As you said, there's rehearsals and, you know, this has been done years and years and years, and you still can't get it right. Unbelievable to me. And the reason why I thought they might have sort of let it slide is because, as I said, that's a huge game. Man United versus PSG. That's massive. But if you've made a big error like that, I suppose you do have to redo it, and you can understand the frustration of certain teams like Atletico Madrid. Why couldn't they draw Bayern Munich even if they wanted to? Because they were second and Bayern were first, but weren't they in the same pot, and they ended up being in the same pot? Why?
This is the thing. In their tweet, they said the word mistake, so it's not just the Manchester United mistake. I reckon there could be 2 or 3 things here that haven't gone to plan, that have unfortunately led to having to redraw it. I mean, the news is coming in now that it's definitely 2 o'clock to redraw. That's 1 hour, 17 minutes from now. And I can't believe it. Obviously, we were absolutely flying to be getting RB Salzburg in the group. Doesn't look like that's going to happen now unless we get them again. Because Liverpool fans are absolutely delighted with that draw. So it will be redrawn at 2 o'clock. So we might have to go live again later. I don't know. We're going to have to see what we can do. But let's talk about Liverpool. Let's talk about Liverpool, because we're obviously just on the back of a big win against Stevie G's team, Aston Villa. It was 1-0. Could have been a lot more. We obviously did a fan cam just to touch on it again, James, what was it like for you seeing Stevie G back at Anfield in the opposition dugout?
It was sick, to be honest. I really enjoyed seeing Stevie as a manager. I'm made up to see him doing well at Aston Villa. I'm glad that he's been getting the wins, and I think game by game, fans are getting more convinced by him because he's gone from joining a team that lost 5 games in a row underneath a good manager, by the way. Like, look what Dean Smith has done with Norwich since taking over. He's actually got a few points on the board for them and gave them somewhat of a fighting chance of maybe staying up, which before he joined them, there was no chance. So for Gerrard to take over someone like that, you know, the manager who got them promoted, got them into the top half of the table last season, all that and more, there was a lot of pressure for Steven Gerrard. But even just when you look at the fans that Villa possess, very emotional bunch, and it's probably hard to win them over, and he's won them over like that when you speak to most Villa fans. Unbelievable start. When you look at the games that he's probably had one of the toughest starts you could have asked for. You know, Brighton, Palace, City, Liverpool. Well, he's won 3 games. 2 of them that he never won was against us at City, and he took us all away. He was a penalty away from getting a result against us, and City, like I said, literally a goal, and they had some good chances in that game. So all that and more to see a good Steven Gerrard, because I'd hate to face Steven Gerrard if he was a shit manager, if he was another Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for example. I'd hate it because it's another reason for him to get laughed at. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you can't do it as a manager. And you saw what happened with Lampard and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You need to start doing the bits, and he's doing the bits. So to see him go from Rangers, go there, come back to Anfield, get a little round of applause, it was nice, lad.
Yeah, no, I was really impressed with how he dealt with the situation. He came out, we gave him a big round of applause, and he gave a little acknowledgement to the cop, and then the game started.
I like the fact he weren't too over the top. I like the fact he weren't too over the... I think if I'm an Aston Villa fan, I don't want you to be all lovey smushy with your ex, because that's what we are. But regardless what you want to say, you know, that's the new thing. We're the old thing. Maybe one day something might rekindle between us and Stevie, but until then, they're the ones who are together. So I think for all parties, it was good for them to have a little clap at the start, and that was it. Then it's back into Villa mode, and I think Gerrard has the right mentality to be a top manager.
Yeah, and do you know what? There were some great moments that obviously Gerrard and the Kop have shared, but to actually, you know, have that moment was just really strange. There was a couple of tweets, James, that I wanted to bring up. One of them said, if this is the way that Stevie G plays as a manager, then they don't want him to be a manager at Liverpool. Is that fair? Yeah, and what I mean is, I'm talking. Listen, it's harsh, but I'm talking about the time wasting and that kind of stuff.
Against Liverpool Football Club, when you're Aston Villa, you wouldn't have seen much time wasting at Rangers. He's a results manager. I don't know how, if you don't want a manager who gets results, we're not always going to have a loving, fun, smiley manager like Jurgen Klopp, who also plays good football, by the way. Steven Gerrard does play good football, but just in a different way. It's why we love Rafa Benitez. Not always the most exciting, but he got the results. And at the end of the day, mate, he's doing well. Like, don't want him because he's time wasting. Every team time wasted against Liverpool. Chelsea time wasted against us. The only team I can't think that did was City. Otherwise, it's what everyone does when you've got a goal or two up, or when you're a goal down, or whatever it may be. Like, I'm happy with the way Stevie's done his career so far. I think he's proven he's a results manager. I think he's proven with a good set of players, which if he came to Liverpool, he'd have one of the best squads in the league. He can do much better and play much better football. So I don't understand the logic of, he's at Aston Villa, faced one of the best teams in the Prem, maybe even the best or the most dangerous, so to say, and being able to get us to just 1-0 and a penalty. I think that's good.
Yeah, listen, I'd agree with you. It was just, I had to bring it up. There was one tweet that I saw.
No, of course. But there will be people probably saying that because they got so used to Jurgen Klopp, rock and roll football and shit like this. Like, you're not always going to have that, but you want a manager who can at least get you results. You want a manager who can win you trophies through results. And Gerrard's still early in his career. He's going to improve his football as time goes by.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with you there. Big up to everyone who's liking the video. If you're away from 50, make sure that you're liking this video.
Yeah, get that to 50 as soon as possible.
Yeah, come on, man. Let's not play around. Let's play no games here. I just wanted to show you this, James, on my screen share. Let's get this up for you now, because this is the official. This is the official word here from UEFA. So let's see if we can get this one up here for you. What we're going to do is get this tab up. Then we're going to press that, and then we're going to say Chrome tab, and then we're going to go there. Right. So apparently, this is what's going to happen now. I don't know. Can you guys see that? Is that being seen? Yeah.
I can see it fine.
Following a technical problem with the software of an external service provider that instructs the officials as to which teams are eligible to play each other, a material error occurred in the draw for the UEFA Champions League round of 16. I can't take that call right now. As a result of this draw has been declared void and entirely will be redone at 3 o'clock CET, which is actually 2 o'clock UK time. So there you go, guys. It's absolutely farcical what's happened here today in the Champions League draw. It's unbelievable that something like this could ever happen in such a big occasion. It's just simply unbelievable. So the redraw is happening. There's nothing we can do about that. We might have to react to that a bit later on. Maybe I'll do that myself. But again, let's move back to Liverpool. A big, busy week of Premier League games starting tomorrow, which go on to Thursday, and then obviously another round at the weekend. Such a busy period, this Christmas one, James. Thursday night, we've got Newcastle under the lights. Did win their first game, but then yesterday got battered 4-0 by Leicester. How is this one going to play out?
Well, they've only won one game all season, and it'd be ludicrous of me to think we can't put 4 or 5 past them, especially now, because teams go through dips, and Liverpool have gone through a dip recently where we haven't been able to get that fluid 4-0, 5-0 that we've been used to. But you're not, I said it in the fan cam, you're not going to do that week in, week out. It's just unrealistic. So it's about getting those results. So I don't care if we win 4-0. I'll be happy with a 1-0 against Newcastle. I really, really will. But if you're asking me what I expect, I'm expecting a thrashing in that game. And you said it in the fan cam with me. The Wolves game, the Aston Villa game, no matter how good and exciting those was, it doesn't matter if you don't get the result against Newcastle. That's a serious problem if you can't get that result. And even though Eddie Howe has gone in there and he's going to have an extra week and you know, he's only going to keep on improving, I don't believe that there's anything that we should fear or worry about when it comes to them. What, St. Maximin? Like, every team has a good player or two. We've dealt with much stronger teams with better individuals than Newcastle United. And even with St. Maximin, good player, but does struggle with the end product sometimes. So I just don't see where they get a goal when you look at how good our defence has been recently. And a thing on the defence, a lot of people like to say Liverpool have been poor defensively this season. We've got 1 goal more conceded than Chelsea, the best defence in the world apparently. And it's the best defensive record we've had since Jurgens took over the club. And this is why, when I said it was moments of losing your heads in those games and nothing to do with the tactical side of things, that was why I said that, because I think Brentford, you lost your head. Brighton, you lost your head. Man City, you lost your head. I don't think it was the tactical thing. So I feel like that proves it. So I'm confident in our defence. I'm obviously confident within the attack. And I believe we're going to win this game, lads.
Yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think to Liverpool versus Newcastle on Thursday. And then don't forget, we've got Tottenham away, which might not even go ahead. Obviously, you've seen Tottenham, their last 2 games have been cancelled against Rennes and against Brighton. So, listen, I hate to say it, guys, but it's looking like this is going into oblivion again and games behind closed doors because of this stupid new variant. And I can't believe this is happening after how far we've all come. But it looks like we're going back into that kind of world of games behind closed doors, which is just so shit. Right. A lot of people seem to think, by the way, that if we do the redraw, which will happen at 2, big up to Shirley Lawson, a lot of people think we're going to get PSG. Now,
I agree.
Again, I was with the Parisian Londoner on that Don Robbie stream. He didn't want Liverpool, as most teams don't. But Bailey asks here, thoughts on our games getting potentially cancelled for the rest of December? I mean, I've just said it, shit. If that is what happens and we go back to this whole behind closed doors, then it's just shit. Why can't we show games where, you know, if you haven't been vaxxed, you take a test, and if you have been vaxxed, you show your certificate? Why can't we just do that? I mean, I'm not an expert I'm definitely not an expert, trust me, but I don't know. I just would have thought logic would have come into play here. But again, this government, there's no such thing as logic, this government, or common sense. So everyone seems to think we'll be getting PSG. Big up to Diego.
I just think
says
the
for the
chances,
best Liverpool
you know,
news.
what's the chances in getting a team that you actually want, and then it's got to be redone because of a fucking huge mistake by a billion-dollar corporation? It makes no sense to me. So I feel like just
Absolute
chances
joke.
are that we're going to get either PSG or Inter.
Well, Princey TV says PSG 7, Liverpool nil. I'm not too sure about that. Bailey
I
saying
dare
what
you
I
to put
just
money
said.
on that, Princey. I dare you to
Put
put
put a
money on that.
tenner on it. Get on Who
Nah,
Knows
put a
Wins
100
now.
quid.
If
Put
we
put a
get
100.
PSG,
Put a 100 quid. Honestly, it'll be hilarious. And then send me the dough
yeah, I'll
that you've
take
lost.
50% of that as well.
I'll take 50% of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dicko reckons 5-0 on Thursday. Big up to everyone locked in, by the way. We've got 108 live viewers inside right now.
Smash a
So make
like
sure
for
you're
fuck's
liking
sake.
that. Make sure you're liking it at the very least. And Dicko says 5-0 on Thursday. Salah will want top scorer virtually wrapped up before he goes away.
Yeah.
Ragvan Ben says draw will be redone. I think everyone right now is reacting to the disgraceful news, really, that this draw will have to happen again. This redraw thing changed my mood. I was happy with Salzburg. Shame on them. Draw is going to be redone again. PSG will eliminate Liverpool, says Princey TV.
It'll be a tough game. It'll be a tough game, but I think
Definitely a tough game.
I think it'll favour us. I feel like we've got more cohesion than PSG at the second, so that's just me. I think we can cause their defence a lot of problems. That's why I don't really care if we do get them, because all you're doing is eliminating someone that you're probably going to have to face further down the line. If you're the best, then you believe that you're the best, then you've got to beat the best, and I think we can easily beat PSG.
I think we can as well. I don't think... I think, if anything, PSG are more scared about getting us than we are of getting them.
No one wants Liverpool. The two teams
League.
you don't want in the Champions League at the moment is us and Bayern. Clear as day. Anyone else, fine,
I did say
we can have a
Chelsea and
chance.
City as well, because I just hate playing English teams. You know, I wouldn't. Obviously, we can't draw them in the round of 16, but in the latter stages, could get a Chelsea, could get a City. Marshall saying if we do get PSG in the redraw, we should apply for another redraw. Let's get this to 100 likes, says Diego. Big up to you, my guy. But there was something I wanted to ask you, James, that happened again in the last stream. I said to Big Steve, obviously a big Man City fan, I said, and let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with this, guys. Send in your super chats and we'll definitely read them out. I said, if PSG and Manchester City, more on Manchester City, don't win the Champions League this year, then I'm sorry, but it has to be regarded as a failure. When Pep came into Manchester City, he's got a big list of things to do. The number one on that list would have been, again, please mistake me if you think I'm wrong, the number one thing on his list of things to do would have been win the Champions League with Man City. If you can't do that, if you can't win the Champions League with Man City with all this money, then surely you're going to be classed as a failure. Are you not, James? Or am I speaking out of term here?
No, 100%. I feel like there's quite a few teams that if you don't win the Champions League, it's a failure, which is a bit mad because if you're the clear and obvious favourite, then there's only one obvious, but really there's actually a few teams that should win it. I think the reason why it's on City and PSG the most is because they haven't won it. That's it. And with the money that they've spent as well, you know, two richest teams in world football, it only makes sense that they really go for it and essentially get over the line in the Champions League. City got close last season, made a lot of tactical errors in the final. But they're the two teams that you're looking at, or I think what a lot of teams was looking at and saying, they're going to win the Champions League, especially PSG. A lot of people said that in the summer, you know, because of Pochettino, the signings they made. But I do believe it's also Bayern Munich. I'm not even really fearful of Chelsea or City. Obviously, if we play them, it's going to be a tough game, but I think we can get the job done. I don't think there's many teams better than us over two legs, especially if that second leg's at Anfield, then you're really fucked, no matter what the first game is. So I believe also Bayern Munich is going to be the one where teams will really want to avoid them ones.
Yeah, I mean, I'd agree with you. Us and Bayern Munich, it has to be. I mean, of course, you can throw in Chelsea because they won it last year, but that form doesn't always carry across. You saw us win it in 04-05.
Well, look at the shaky period they're going through now.
Exactly. But, you know, when we won it in 04-05, I think we were out to Benfica, beat us in the round of 16 in 05-06. So, as you've seen, doesn't always mean you're going to win it again if you win it the
100%. 100%.
And Dicko saying City fans say it's too easy to win. Why none then? I mean, this is what I said. Until you win that Champions League. And Steve said, yeah, but look at all the domestic trophies we've won. That's great when you win a League Cup final against Oldham 4 years in a row. Great. And everyone who was watching that stream He's saying, good on you, Alex. Steve was rattled, as it should have been. So, yeah, listen, I think I said what I said. I don't think I was out of turn there. I think Man City have to win this. Otherwise, Pep is a failure. But not domestically. Obviously, we can't chat to City about domestic competitions. Yeah, whatever. However, come and see the European big boys, eh? That's where you win your real trophies. So, anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Let's quickly talk about as well Liverpool, Tottenham at the weekend. If this game goes ahead, now let's not forget Tottenham haven't been great this season.
You can probably hear the dog next door, by the way. I apologise in advance, just in case, for the viewers who might be able to hear. Her name's Princess, ironically enough, but she's a little shit.
Princess? I thought it was Ruby.
No, Ruby's my dog. Princess is next door's dog, and Princess doesn't shut the fuck up and looks like a little Rottweiler, but is actually a Chihuahua. So there's a lot of irony in the name, in the fact that her name's Princess.
Yeah, far from it. Yeah. So we've got 1 hour left until the redraw, but we do want to touch on the Tottenham game, because if we do beat Tottenham, I do think that sends a massive statement out. Obviously, I think we've lost one game away at Tottenham and just in general against Tottenham in the last 5 years in the Premier League. So Liverpool definitely looking to win this one if it goes ahead. If it doesn't go ahead, I don't know how that will work in terms of rescheduling it. I don't know how that will work in terms of getting a new date available where both teams can play. I'm not too sure. Obviously, we're going to learn a lot more about that later on in the week. But Tottenham away, always a hard game, but a game that Liverpool have done really well in recently, James.
Every time you play Tottenham Hotspur, you should expect a win, especially with the fact they tend to bottle it in big games. And this season, with no Harry Kane, basically, even though he's still starting for them.
Back in training, apparently.
Back Tottenham. In training. Okay, well, that probably means they're going to play. If it does go ahead, I only expect a win. Even with Antonio Conte being there, and I'm sure this game is now more difficult than what it was than when they had Nuno. When they had Nuno, I think the game would have been easier then than what it would have been now under Conte. But it's still a game that you should go ahead and win. I just don't see where, tactically they're going to play better than us. No, half their players don't even want to be there when you look at the performances they put in, week out.
True.
So it just goes
You're
to
not
show
even
that.
Lying. You're not lying.
But people might take this as smack. Tottenham fans will say the same thing. If players were playing for Liverpool like that, I'd be saying you're a disgrace to wear the shirt, mate, and you don't deserve to wear the shirt. I actually sympathise with Tottenham fans, because I feel that's a club that should have been on, a trajectory that was just like this and should have ended up being a top side, but for whatever reasons, they just couldn't end up achieving that. No Harry Kane really being on form. Human Son, probably the only player I really fear, but even if they do get a goal or two, I'm expecting us to get 3 or 4. When you see Eric Dyer at the back and whatnot and Sanchez, if you think that Jota, Salah and Mane can't score against them, then I don't know what life is.
Well, yeah, listen, hopefully we can still see that game at the weekend.
What do you think? Do you think we'll beat them?
Yeah, I think we'll beat them. If you look back to the last time they beat us in any competition, it was that 4-1 game where Lovren got dragged off at half time.
Absolutely fucking... When they were at Wembley.
Yeah. And do you know what? After that game, I think we went on a mad run of maybe losing 1 in 80. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'd take Tottenham away any day of the week. It's always about who's got the more quality, and it's always us. 18-19, I think we won there 2-0. 19-20, 1-0. Last season, I'm pretty sure we won their Firmino late goal, unless I'm mistaken. I think it was, or maybe that was the season before. But we definitely have beat them in every game, home and away, in recent times. Anyway, and Dicko saying the weather at the match on Saturday was wild. The weather in Liverpool is always wild, as you know, and absolute wind central in Liverpool.
We're just used to it now.
Just used to it. Diego saying we only need 27 likes for 100 likes. Big up to everyone, by the way. 168 live viewers in here. Big up to you guys right now. If you are just joining us, the draw has been voided. So we will have a new draw for this competition, the UEFA Champions League round of 16, at 2 o'clock. It was 3-1 away last time. That's correct. Big winner and at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. There was that Trent late goal which killed it off. Thank you for reminding me. Very good of you guys. Right, we've spoken about the game on Saturday, the one that we won against Stevie G. Obviously, we're speaking now about the draw. We've spoken about Newcastle. We've spoken about the Tottenham game at the weekend, which might or might not go ahead. Let's say this draw happens again at 2, James. Let's say we get into Milan. I mean, the uproar that this draw is going to, or the redraw is going to cause, is nothing short of disgraceful. How this has been allowed to happen, especially after, and from a selfish point of view, we're happy with it. We got Salzburg. Now we're going to have to go through that ordeal again. I mean, just to touch on it again, James, before we finish this week, it's just an absolute farce that this is happening
It's
again.
a farce, lads. It's a fucking farce. And I'm devastated because I do really rate our chances of beating Salzburg. I really do. I just don't think there was anything in that game, especially over 2 legs, where we have to really worry about anything. I think we could have got that game done in the first leg. Maybe 3-0, and then that allows you to rotate in the second game because the chances of losing a 3-0 lead is very unlikely. So I was happy about that for multiple reasons, but at the same time, if it is Inter, if it is PSG, the positive, and that's what you've got to look at in these situations, because now, you know, even though they haven't made this mistake a lot of times before, how many mistakes do you see UEFA make? And that's why I'm not overly surprised. with the state footballs being in over the past few seasons, I just can't be surprised. And everyone's in the same boat. It's not like it's just us. Everyone, I'm sure there would have been other teams who was happy with their draw, and, you know, Messi versus Ronaldo and stuff like that would have been exciting. But it happens, doesn't it? And I think no matter who we get, and I keep reiterating this because I don't think people realise how good Liverpool are. I think this is the best Liverpool team we've had since Klopp joined. I really do, in terms of the football we're playing, the defence we've got. I feel like there's very few teams in world football that beat... Well, actually, I don't think anyone beats us on our best day. It just depends if Liverpool will have their best day. But if we do, I don't think anyone beats us. And that includes Inter and PSG. So, let's see. Let's see, lad. Do you know what I mean? Let's see what happens. I'll take fucking Benfica. If you offer me Benfica, I'll take Villarreal. To be honest, the probably one team that I wouldn't want to play is maybe Villarreal. Just because they're a bastard of a team to play. They like to play for draws. They'll want to try and nick it in the last minute. It'll be hard to score against them. Otherwise, though, lads, you know, PSG, they'll come at us, which will only leave spaces behind for Salah and Mane to run into a very similar situation. So, yeah, everyone's in the same boat. We've just got to take it on the chin.
Yeah, just got to take it on the chin. But again, we can take it on the chin because, you know, we're loyal football fans. But when these big corporations, we shouldn't have to take this on the chin. There's no way this should have even
100%.
happened. And I think
Shouldn't have got to this point.
But I actually think the pressure on them since the draw was made has made them maybe redraw it, because, I mean, if they were happy with that draw, they would have just kept it. But the pressure that has come from people like Atletico Madrid it's become too much, and it's become too.
I'm really surprised they've redrawn.
I can't believe this has never happened before, by the way.
I'm so surprised that it's been redrawn, though, because I thought they would have been happy with Man United and PSG and then the rest of the games. But you've got to kind of understand with the mistake that they've made why they've got to redraw it. But like you said, that mistake should have never been made in the first place. That's what fucking high school planning will get you. Do you know when you get given a project by the school and stuff, and it's got to be planned out, and you've got to presentate it, you've got to do a presentation and stuff like that. It's like, that's the level of execution that's being performed, and this is by a billion pound corporation. It's stupid.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. Let's get into some of your comments just before we end up.
Ask a few questions before we round up, people. Ask a few questions in the chat. We'll get them in.
Some good questions coming in. M. Millsy said Saeed was right. They wanted Ronaldo v Messi. UEFA never change, you corrupt dogs. Very, very damning there from El Millsy. What have you boys got planned for Christmas? I think there will be a Cop TV.
Yeah, we're going for the Scran, aren't we? Going for the Scran.
So that'll be myself, you, obviously. Try and get Doyle up. We'll get Ruby, cameraman Jack involved. Looking forward to it. So if you do see us out on the town for our Cop TV Christmas do, then come over and have a word with us. The redraw down. Sarthax has lipstick lips. James Redmond.
So basically, I've got shot lips at the moment, so I've been using the fucking the lip balm. Do you know what I mean? The cold weather gets to you sometimes, so you need to make sure you've got the lip balm and the Vaseline as well. Both do the job.
Maybe for something else. But yeah, and Dicko.
Does some Vaseline work for your lips?
No, of course it does. I was just
maybe for something. Now I get you, you rude bastard.
Yeah, rude. I didn't say what it was though, so you can't have a go at me. That's your dirty mind, that. Very true. Alex, you must have been freezing doing the interviews post-match. It was almost a swimming pool in the paddock, the lower bit of the main stand there. Yeah, it was. Absolute. James, you know what it's like. Absolute. We're standing there freezing. That's why I had the snood, I had the scarf, I had the gloves as well. So, but yeah.
Yeah, lad, you're
right,
always
bro.
decked out for these games now. You're always
Proper.
prepared,
5
ready.
layers up.
To be fair, though, you're from London, and even though I'm not trying to say London's like a hot country compared to Liverpool, but it is considerably warmer. I even went to London the other day, it was raining here, and when I went to London the other day, it weren't raining, so it just goes to show that Liverpool is just freezing, lad. And we live by the fucking water, don't we? So it's annoying.
There you go. The wind, the rain, everything, man. We
Joke.
could get SALZBURG again, says Sonam. It's unlikely, but who knows? Kevin Cooper, big up to you. Love this channel. You two are so good. Good fun. No bad language, maybe. And a balanced outlook. Watching from Changsha in China.
What?
Big up to you, Kevin. All the way
That's
from
mad,
China.
that. I've never known someone called Kevin who watches from China.
Exactly. Big up to man like Kev. A couple of United fans being crybaby puffs and UEFA submit to them. There we go. We are getting.
If I'm United, I'm happy that it's being redrawn. Even though it's Ronaldo versus Messi, you're surely going to get knocked out. I'd rate PSG. If I was to put all my bank account savings, and I don't know about you, but I'm putting it on PSG. Because Ragnick has shown nothing so far to the point where there's any guarantee of being successful. At least in the short reign that he's had so far. He will improve, but yeah, I don't know how they beat PSG.
James, are you coming back to YouTube?
Yes, I will be. It's just sometimes you need a break. And even though that I haven't been doing content on my channel, I've still been doing content every single day on other channels. So you're still going to be seeing me face around and stuff like that.
Whether
I'm on the Cop TV all the
not.
time. Whether you like it or not, you know what I mean.
You're
going to be seeing this ugly mug left, right, and centre. But no, don't you worry about it. I've got some plans to make. I've always been one of them where if I do YouTube, I want to do it well. And if I can't do it to 100%, then I won't do it. It's just how it is. But it's not because I fell out of love with it or whatever it may be. But let's just say there's an idea or two, yeah. So stay tuned.
Big up to every single person locked in. We're in India today. We're in Bangladesh. Obviously, we're in China.
We love it.
Kevin is an expat English teacher out in China. Big up to you.
Big up, Kevin.
There's some great questions coming in from you guys. Barbados again as well. Unbelievable. Guys, we are likely to have to come back now within the next hour or so. So at 2 o'clock, I'm back on Don Robbie. We're doing another draw. And then after that, if James is up for it, we might have to jump back on for 10, 20 minutes. Nothing like this, a 37 minute. But we might have to come back on. I will make sure of that. Right, guys, big up to you for getting
wait fucking there. How many likes have we got? How many likes have we got on the channel?
We've got 182 people watching right now. So
if we don't have 100 likes, that's a disgrace.
Yeah.
That's a disgrace.
And look, we've got people from Nigeria here, Singapore, China again, and Australia, and the Himalayas. Are you mad?
Now. Shout out to me brothers in the Himalayas.
Big up the Cop TV in the Himalayas. I can't believe it. Yes, incredible coverage all around the world. Make sure you're liking this video. Like I said, 2 o'clock, I'll be back on the Don Robbie. And then we'll be back on here after that. James, my brother, thank you so much for coming on. We will see you in maybe less than a couple of hours as well. I've got to run out and do a quick errand. I'll be back for 2 o'clock. James, my brother, get well soon, and we'll see you very shortly on the channel.
Peace.
My brother. Right, there we go. The draw will be taking place again at 2 o'clock. Stay tuned for that on the Don Robbie channel, and then I'll probably will be back on here with James. Big up to everyone. South Africa, the moon. Big up to you, Haroon. Bangladesh, it's unbelievable. Thank you so much for the love. Make sure you're liking this video, and we will see you very, very shortly on the Cop TV. Stay tuned.
Whoa. Just before you go,
don't forget, give us a like, drop us a comment, and subscribe to the Cop TV.
The voice of football's most famous stand.